Hello and welcome to this best of 3 series between Opalbearblack and Chimbambu in the Warhammer League. This is game 2. Be sure to like and subscribe for more games, and let's get into it. Seems like it's Tzeench versus Ogre Kingdoms on Jade 2. It's a pretty long map. So on this map, I think Ogres are pretty favored, even though Tzeench usually has a very good matchup into Ogre Kingdoms. I think this map might be a bit harder for Tzeench because the Ogres have so much room to kite back on this specific map. So we're seeing actually a Changeling. This Changeling is usually like one of 3 lords. I'll leave you to actually guess if you want to guess at the start of the game. If you would like to guess, be sure to guess in the comments. But I think this is usually a sort of Green Knight type game. Seems the Exalted Hero. Exalted Hero is super good fighter, plus 25 and pretty much unkillable with the 50 melee defense. We have a chicken, which is super interesting, but it has 2 pink fires and blue fire. And actually, if you didn't know, pink fires absolutely delete Nobblers. So he's looking to have the sorcerer with the pink fire and the chicken with the pink fire basically delete any sort of support for the actual ogres, which is like pigback riders, trappers. Trappers are absolutely deleted by a overcast pink fire, to the point that I don't even think when I'm playing ogres, I recently started playing ogres, I don't think I'll ever even bring the trappers into Tzeench unless it's like in a Vanguard, because they just you're feeding 500 value to the Tzeench player by just having them have a flying lord or a flying sorcerer like this. Just go near the trapper, even though they're invisible, they're gonna get hunted, and just cast an overcasted pink fire to delete them. So Changeling still hasn't changed. This seems to be just a Marauder, Forsaken, Marauder, Forsaken, Marauder. Yeah, just a basic army from Tzeench. Forsaken are extremely annoying to fight as ogres, and so are the spearmen. So, and this is pretty much the only faction from the mono gods that actually has a spearman unit that is like super cheap, like these guys. Even though everything on the Tzeench roster is usually overcosted. But yeah, I digress. So what do we have here? We have a Heavens caster with Wind Blast and Harmonic Convergence. And the passive. The passive is there to basically stop anything from flying over you and being like super annoying like Furies and potentially Changebringers and such. And the Wind Blast is, I guess, there to clear out the Marauders because he knows that they will be annoying. It's interesting that he didn't bring Chain Lightning, because Chain Lightning is a great spell to clear out Forsaken, and I know he's gonna cast it just to spam the passive on everything that flies, but I feel like it's a missing spell definitely on the side of the ogres that he didn't bring that. Otherwise, we just see a bunch of Noblars and Pigback Riders and the classic Lead Belcher plus pistols. Pistols are there to hit anything that is big, and Lead Belchers are there to bully the Forsaken and bully the Marauders. I don't see why, like, this sorcerer is not gonna do anything except annoy the Noblars. So, and so is the chicken. Like, the chicken isn't gonna do, like, super well. So, I don't see why Chimba is not moving forward with his... Oh, there we go. There's a pink fire. This is an undercasted one. These aren't overcasted. And it basically, yeah, is farming value on these pigbacks. I feel like Chimba could advance here, especially considering the army from the Tzeench's side wants to spell kite him and wants to just annoy him with the pink fires and blue fires into everything that he has. So it's kind of a missed opportunity to just move up a bit and start poking the Forsaken and force him back to at least, if anything, waste time when he tries to actually commit to the fight here. Mornfang is great. I assume he thinks he both sees the Green Knight, so he kind of wants to actually fight, and the Lord on horse. But there will probably be some what are they called, Centigores at some point that are going to try. And here we go. This is what I was talking about. This is just you feeding free value. The guy just casted one overcasted pink fire and he farmed 250 value and is now trying to even get these guys routed. They might actually rout if he like attacks them. Oh god, exposed flank because these guys moved like a millisecond away. And is he going to be a total gremlin and try to escort them off? Oh my god, that's such a gremlin move. And especially considering the Iron Guts just got summoned, so he has nothing to like chase this Chaos Sorcerer with. He's just gonna escort this 500 gold unit with one overcasted pink fire off the battlefield to that side. And yeah, Chicken is just chilling, kind of dodging shots from the Powder Guts. But yeah, it's kind of just a missed opportunity with these Lead Belchers just not being like right here and starting to poke some of the Marauders in the Forsaken. Because, oh, he summons in a Vulture to try and defend these guys. So technically he can escape this with just landing. Yeah, that's what he does. He just charges the Iron Guts to go under the unit. And what a gremlin play. What an absolute gremlin play. But this is how you get value with Tzeench. Kind of everything is overcosted with Tzeench here. So the way that you get value is just by spell kiting. And now he actually moves forward, which I don't know if I like this, honestly, because him moving forward now when the enemy has actually built up a bit is kind of a moot thing, because he's gonna move in too. And then what are you just doing here? If you want to fight for the objective, then that's fine, that's good. But if you don't want to fight for the objective and you're gonna yield this, you are just wasting the distance between the two armies where your Lead Belchers and Powder Guts can actually farm value. Another pink fire here and another pink fire here. This one kind of missed, so that's some lost value. But again, super annoying against the trappers. And the Vultures are going to get collapsed by the Lord of Change. We have Furies also going over here. They're going to attack the Lead Belchers. And now these Vultures are going to probably try and come back to contest the Lead Belchers that are going to be compromised by the Furies. Or actually, he's going to go with the Furies charging into the Vultures. Oh, he's very scared for his Lord probably getting surrounded here. That's why these Centigores are here too, to kind of try and bail out the Lord. But he's just surrounded by Blood Vultures. He's not going to die. And yeah, these Lead Belchers, as I said, they're not going to get much value here, right? Just because they didn't have the proper time for themselves to actually shoot. They could have like had double their value right now because they were just shooting. And the Green Knight is trying to crump the Golgpag, which is a great play because Ogres are generally very low leadership. So if their Lord dies, and if they generally don't have support for their big units, like the Iron Guts, like the Bulls, they just fold. So you always want to have stuff fight together. And nice charge from the Mournfang to the Lord of Change. He's gonna get deleted here, potentially even die. Oh no, the Tzeench army ability actually goes out and is going to put a very big number on the Powder Guts and the Mournfang. Oh, that was such a good play. That was such a great play from Opal. And even, damn, that is really crazy that the counter is so high. This I assume is because of the shields, because usually the tracker isn't like great when it comes to accuracy because of the shields, especially on like Tzeench, because the shields kind of regenerate. Even though in this game like there wasn't any downtime, there was just fighting. But yeah, for example here, like here you can just cast something to clear out these guys with the change. But yeah, missed opportunity. Again, what is this Butcher doing? He's just casting Wind Blasts, which, okay, the Spearmen technically don't have any armor, right? They have 15 armor. But if he cast like a Chain Lightning right here to kill a full Forsaken unit and potentially a Marauder with a Marauder Spearman, that would be a great play here. And Golg is actually getting deleted here. Unfortunate from the side. So it kind of looks like a very good fight for Tzeench right now, because they farmed him with all of the units, because they're getting routed everywhere here. I mean, for the Ogres, they're kind of getting routed constantly. But now that the Changeling actually killed the Lord, it's minus 16, and not many things on the Ogre Kingdom side can actually survive a minus 16 here. So let's see what the Lead Belchers did. They actually paid for themselves, even though they didn't have too much time. They're now shooting into the Forsaken, which is, again, great stuff for them. they could have been shooting more. And if the Lord of Change dies too, and this Exalted Hero, there's kind of very little room for Tzeench to actually come back. They also didn't capture this objective, so they're kind of bleeding, or at least the Ogres recaptured that objective. So they're kind of not super high ahead on value, and that was a great blue fire from the Lord of Change into the Lead Belchers, finally getting them out. They did pay for themselves, but they could have done much more. And here we have some Ogre Bulls just coming into the fight. And this pocket here is kind of isolated, though it does have an Iron Guts there. Oh, but there is a Centigore that's actually coming in. This pocket here is just a lost cause. Like, Tzeench needs to just go back, especially with the Lord of Change. Oh, he's going to the side of the map? Why? He's still 1k HP unit with Terror. He should stick around. I hope he doesn't forget him. Yeah, there he goes. So he wants to just Terror out some stuff. But this looks very difficult for Tzeench, even with the Lord Snipe, right? And it seems like Chimba is banking on potentially resummoning his Lord just to have the leadership buff again. So we'll see what the Powder Guts can do to just carry the rest of this game. There's still like 11 models. These guys are absolute Terminators. There are 11 models. Nothing is going to capture this back objective, home point objective. And yeah, there's very little, even with summoning the Furies, there's very little he can do about this objective right now. But Tzeench might actually be coming back here. He did, with the Centigores, as we said, actually get the Iron Guts, which was great from him. 300 value farm there. Oh, and there is Golg again. So Golg is back, so nothing will rout. And this fight over here is just a grind fest. Like, Lord of Change will die, that's fine, but this is like, what, 2k worth of value just farming and doing nothing against the Green Knight, which is kind of not useful too much. He can just leave the Green Knight like stuck in some Ogre Bulls and get the Mornfang. Yeah, there we go. And get the Mornfang, the rest of the Bulls just to fight these Forsaken and these Marauders. Like, they're not gonna be able to fight this much mass. He just has one Centigore and one Fury here. So it's going to be very difficult. And actually, the Lead Belchers come back. Oh my god. That is really, really good for them. Because them shooting into a unit actually causes damage by artillery debuff to leadership. Attacked by artillery, right? To -10. Which is a huge debuff. And it seems like he's trying to snipe Golg again. But even with sniping Golg again, I'm not sure that he can actually get the rest of the army wiped fast enough for it to matter. Because let's take a small look at the entire battlefield. Okay, these Centigores can actually kill everything here, so that's good. These guys are dead. These guys are fighting bulls and bulls, like Iron Fists and normal bulls, and there's 2 bulls actually going for the home objective, which kind of need to be dealt with. And these Centigores either need to commit to this objective here to actually capture it with this one Spearman, or they want to come here and actually contest the Powder Guts and the Lead Belchers and everything here. So it's kind of a... I don't know if this is just enough. He does have 600 more supplies, so let's see what he gets. These Furies going into the Powder Guts, like, the Powder Guts are gonna fight back very nicely. Even though the Furies are very good on potentially the charge after that, these guys should be just fine with their 62 melee defense. And yeah, they're also supported with the pigbacks, so they're not going to die. And if Golg dies, I don't know, this might be enough to rout this entire side. And if he has something like a Forsaken come into these 2 bulls with killing Golg, this might potentially actually turn the game around. Oh, there's some trappers coming in to try and save Golg. They have the Gnoblar traps, which are great when it comes to starting. Yeah, can cause if not moving. If they just stop here, they're gonna proc their Gnoblar traps. And oh, actually, Blood Vultures capture both the... There we go. The Gnoblar traps procced. There's nothing that can save Golg, but Golg actually might rally here. Oh, crazy. Golg rallies and immediately pops his Bugman's heal, which is gonna like 50% heal him here. And these guys are stuck in Narnia land, not being able to do anything. Centigores go for the Powder Guts in the end, but they didn't capture the objective. And Chimba, in the meantime, actually loses the objective from the home point, which he's gonna have very little time. By the time these spearmen actually get here, he might win this fight, but the fight will not be fast enough for him to capture the objective. Still needs to capture this one, but he's just being contested by endless armies of pigbacks. And yeah, Golg is just doing a waltz around the Green Knight now, just running away from him, constantly trying to get him stuck in Ogre Bulls and Saber Tusks. The Exalted Hero got routed. The Butcher of Heavens, yeah, he got 700, which is not great. And if he just had Chain Lightning in this matchup, I feel like he would have done like double his value with it. I am very much interested to see. I well, technically can't see that, but how much WOM they actually had left. And it might have been actually the Harmonic Convergence being casted on Golg to actually make him live that hunt from the Gold Knight. That could also be a interesting play. So let's look at some values here. Changeling, 2.2k, hunted the Golg, killed some Lead Belchers, very good value, very great. It's a great pick in this matchup. Like, there's pretty much nothing that can stop the Changeling, Green Knight, in the Ogre matchup, except just getting him stuck in some bulls, right? Like, nothing is going to kill him. You don't have enough magic damage. You don't have enough shooting. He has 55% Fizz Res. He has regeneration. He's just not going to die. Chaos Sword Lord, amazing, did great. As we said, Pink Fires delete Nodlars, so this is probably the best thing that you can do. The Exalted Hero didn't really do well for himself, which is interesting. He usually is very annoying to deal with, especially because he's such a good fighter. And on horse, I assume he just got stuck around. Spearmen did pretty much nothing, they're just chaff. Forsaken, kind of annoying. Actually, Lord of Change didn't do that well, which is interesting. He cast 3 spells and only got 700 value. Oof. That Mournfang cavalry charge on him was probably the reason why he didn't get this much value. He was just there. Oh, there was a Doom Knight. Doom Knights are amazing in this matchup, I feel like, from Tzeench's side. Especially the ROR. The ROR is super amazing. But I assume just he didn't have enough money to bring the ROR. Yeah, 3 Sentis. Sentis all did well. Like, they're your only mobility on Tzeench, so you kind of have to take them. And they're pretty good into everything that that Ogres have. But yeah, MVP Furious. I feel like if he dropped this guy and probably got another Fury, it would have been better. But yeah, seems like an interesting matchup. So let's see from the Ogre side. Yeah, Golg got nothing, just died. Pistols actually almost paid for themselves. Lead Belchers actually paid for themselves and came back like 4 times. Even the Pigbacks paid for themselves, which is interesting. Mournfang, yeah, farmed the Lord of Change. Iron Guts, I kind of like this unit myself. Been trying out Ogres recently. And yeah, they're just very good into Forsaken. Forsaken don't do well versus armor. These guys are like 100 armor. They're 1.1k. Very good. All the bulls basically paid for themselves, except this guy. This guy got summoned late to the party. And yeah, vultures were just annoying. Great game from both players, and now it's a 1-1. Let's see what game 3 brings us.